I want to talk today about a drummer who really inspired and mentored me when I came up playing in the Berkshires. The drummer I'm talking about is named Randy Kaye. Randy Kaye was an amazing jazz drummer as well as a percussionist, and he was born in Brooklyn, New York in 1947 and died in 2008. Growing up in Brooklyn, New York, Randy Kaye began playing professionally at the age of 15 with Duke Ellington, among others. By the age of 16, he was sitting in at the village Vanguard and eventually joined a group of Tony Scott, which included Paul Chambers and Jaki Byard, among others. I learned that Randy Kaye's big claim to fame was working with Jimi Hendrix before Woodstock in a jazz group that many people never had heard about because the manager of Jimi Hendrix shut down the group, thinking that he wouldn't make as much money and wouldn't be able to promote him in the way he had with the older original compositions that Jimi Hendrix had composed. The band that Randy Kaye was a part of was called Gypsy Sun and Rainbows, and there are some bootleg recordings out there and just some really incredible stuff that they were working on. And yeah, Randy lived with Jimi Hendrix and learned quite a bit from him. Randy also performed in the band of many famous musicians, including Sheila Jordan and Jimmy Giuffres, and he also worked with the Three Windows Band in France. Randy has worked with just about everyone, and he toured all over the world, but eventually settled in the Berkshires, Massachusetts. Randy Kaye worked with quite a few musicians locally in the Berkshires and the Capital Region, including Joe Finn, Pete Toigo, and John Meyers of Simon's Rock. He taught for many years at Simon's Rock, Williams College, and in many different capacities in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. I remember talking to Randy a little about Jimi Hendrix, but he really didn't want to talk too much about it. He was a very humble guy, but he really showed his mastery in his playing. And I've never seen a drummer play like Randy Kaye. He just had an amazing thing he did, and it was very free and out, and it really captivated the audience. I was very fortunate enough to see Randy play many times in the Capital Region and Berkshires, and even got to play a few gigs with him, and it was just a great experience. So definitely Randy Kaye is a drummer to check out if you haven't heard of him, and he's definitely one of those guys that once you start doing the research, you realize what an incredible player he was. Randy dealt with his demons and unfortunately died at the age of 61. But if you want to know somebody to really check out and see a true jazz cat and living legend, or living legend at the time, definitely check out Randy Kaye. Randy Kaye's son, Justin, is creating a documentary about his father, and I highly recommend you check out the videos that he's posted online and help donate towards completing the documentary project. So thanks for checking out this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned for future videos and interviews. Thank you.